Hola, hoy
Hello. Today we are at Lilu's house, the first wooden passive house plus in Catalonia. We are joined by Pere Linares, founder of House Habitat and owner of this home. Thank you for inviting us.
tienda. Gracias por recibirnos.
Oh, I'm delighted that you come to visit us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Placer.
Could you tell us a bit about your project?
Y tanto. Es un proyecto de...
Certainly, this is much more than just a project. It's a life's work for both my family and my company. We've applied the utmost technology and knowledge that we've amassed over the years in construction. We've also invited all our partners, collaborators and suppliers who contribute to our builds to apply their expertise here.
y colaboradores y proveedores de nuestras construcciones para aplicar su conocimiento también en nuestra vivienda. Si nos...
If you're interested, I invite you to come have a closer, more in-depth look around our house.
En directo,
One amazing house. We would be delighted to have a look around.
vamos.
Vamos. La construcción de esta vivienda empezó en septiembre del 2021.
The construction of this house began in September 2021 and residents have been living here for about a year now. I wanted to ask, how did you approach this project and at what point did you decide to introduce automation?
Pues mira, nosotros
Regarding automation, we are builders specialising in biopassive houses with more than 18 years of experience in construction. We lived in an apartment, a traditional wooden house, and there came a time in our lives when we needed to build our own house for ourselves. That would also serve as our company's office and a research centre for UPC, the University of Barcelona, specifically for ETEP.
que teníamos que plantearnos de hacernos una construcción, una vivienda para nosotros, que es...
From this collaboration with the university, we realised it was a necessity to monitor the house to track its energy consumption and health-related values. Plus, these are all the parameters that the students would need for researching these types of buildings. That's when we recognised the need to work with home automation. From our market research, we found the platform aligning most of our needs was Loxon.
ver qué valores de consumos energéticos teníamos, valores a nivel de salud, o sea, todo.
Loxon offered not just what I'd initially envisioned, like raising and lowering blinds and turning lights on and off, it also could provide control over the entire air conditioning system, air quality, music, brightness, etc. This comprehensive concept appealed to us and led us to decide that Loxon was the right choice for our project.
En el mercado vimos que una de las plataformas que se ajustaba muchísimo a lo que estábamos buscando era Loxon, en ese sentido, y la predisposición.
Estamos en una passive house.
We are in a passive house which adheres to very specific principles regarding airtightness and thermal insulation. How does Loxon contribute to the comfort of the residents living here?
De las personas que vivís aquí.
Pues
Living in a passive house which adheres strictly to the principles of air tightness and thermal insulation is significantly enhanced by the Loxon system. The windows installed here are high performing, featuring triple glazing with wooden and aluminium frames, complemented by tapes and foams that ensure the house's air tightness. To meet passive house standards, our blower door test results must be below 0.6 air changes per hour. This high level of air tightness means we need to be vigilant about air quality. Without proper air renewal, CO2 levels could rise, negatively impacting our health. Here, double flow ventilation systems come into play, operating 24 hours a day at varying intensities. These intensities adjust based on CO2 levels, a process undetectable to inhabitants but managed by a series of sensors. Loxon's role is critical as it controls these sensors and adjusts the airflow based on humidity levels and CO2 concentration. This adjustment is not constant but only when necessary, which aligns with our goals of energy efficiency.
intensidades. Estas intensidades en función de qué va, en función del nivel de CO2, pero las personas esto no lo detectamos, lo detectan una serie de sensores que es lo que hacen es aumentan o
Within the Loxon app, we also monitor energy use, including control of PV panels and various household devices. The ventilation system, which consumes between 20 and 30 watts per hour, is one of the key elements mandatory to the Loxon app. By doing so, we ensure not only high indoor air quality, but also maintain a comfortable living environment, balancing energy efficiency with the health and comfort needs for the residents.
Loxon también lo tenemos en cuenta que a través de un control de las placas fotovoltaicas y del consumo de los diferentes aparatos, el sistema de ventilación es uno de ellos que gasta entre 20 y 30 vatios la hora, o sea que prácticamente es nulo, pero sí que a través de la aplicación de Loxon gestionamos todos los aparatos de la vivienda para poder tener un confort de calidad del aire interior elevadísimo.
So, would it be okay for us to directly look at this in the app?
Yes, let's go. I'll show it to you in the office.
Las temperaturas que tenemos.
Let's go. The temperatures we maintain inside the house are between 23 and 23.5 degrees Celsius, with humidity levels around 60%. This is within the comfort range indicated for passive houses, which is ideally between 40% and 60% humidity. When the outside temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius, we experience a significant thermal differential of about 15 degrees, along with very low energy consumption.
Que es brutal, además con un consumo energético bajísimo. En el mes de junio hemos generado.
In the month of June, for instance, we generated 816 kilowatt hours and imported only 370 kilowatt hours from the grid. This means we generated over 500 kilowatts more than we used, being positive by more than 120 kilowatts. This surplus energy translates to an approximate energy bill of just €12, including taxes.
Unos 12 euros, incluyendo los impuestos. A nivel de calidad estamos teniendo el nivel de...
In terms of air quality, we're achieving excellent levels of CO2 compared to what is recommended by the World Health Organization. The optimal levels are between 400 and 600 particles per million. We also monitor volatile organic compounds, which are suspended particles. Our levels are below 300 volatile organic compounds per cubic meter, which is within the optimal range. As for formaldehyde, we are maintaining levels below 40, which are fantastic values for indoor air quality. The foundation of the philosophy of this house rests on two pillars. One is energy efficiency, where our approach is grounded in passive house standards. The other crucial pillar is health within the home, both for the building itself and its inhabitants.
De los aires, y después otro concepto que...
In terms of health, we rely on various applications. For instance, the types of paints we use are carefully selected for their health benefits. We also employ double flow ventilation systems with air filtering to ensure optimal air quality. Another concept we've adopted, which is not widely known, is the management of electromagnetic fields in the house, closely related to geobiology. We eliminate or reduce electromagnetic fields using shielding cables and by working with lights that operate on 24 volts to prevent the generation of these fields.
Particularidad específica que es en las habitaciones donde en las...
In Lilu's house, we encountered a specific situation in the bedrooms, particularly around the bedside tables, where electromagnetic fields were detected. If you're interested, we can visit my son Alex's room, where he can demonstrate and explain this aspect to you.
Vamos.
When I first moved into this house, I noticed something peculiar about my sleep. During the first few months, I wasn't well rested. When I woke up, I felt drained of energy and strength. This prompted me to speak with my parents, and we decided to conduct a test to detect any electric and magnetic fields around my bed, particularly near the head area, to see if there were any interferences disturbing my sleep.
Y molestándome en las horas de sueño. Nos dimos cuenta de que yo ponía a cargar el ordenador.
We discovered that the electronic devices I was charging, like my computer, tablet, cell phone, and even the clock placed near my bedside tables, were creating strong electric fields. For instance, the light I had previously, even when connected but not turned on, showed very high values of 550 to 570 volts per meter. When these devices were completely unplugged, the values dropped significantly to around 250 to 300 volts per meter.
Por ejemplo, nos damos cuenta de que los valores bajan a 300, 250.
This realization led us to switch to 24-volt LEDs. For example, when these LEDs are on, the value they emit is 0. Since I've made this change, unplugging everything at night and charging devices in a different location, I've noticed a substantial improvement in my sleep quality. Now I wake up feeling more rested with greater strength and energy.
Pues son estos LEDs de 24 voltios y desde que he desenchufado todo y lo cargo en otros sitios, me noto que por las noches descanso y que me levanto con más fuerza y con más energía.
Soy un instalador de Loxon que trabaja.
As a Loxon installer who frequently works on passive or low energy houses, I've observed an increasing demand for advanced technology in these homes. Clients often request a unified system that can control everything and integrate smoothly with other systems. In my experience, Loxon is the easiest and simplest system for this purpose. In today's case study of Lilu's house, we've integrated several systems. These include air conditioning, blinds, aerothermics, ventilation, and fan coils for the final elements of the ventilation. We've installed a bypass system for free cooling when outdoor conditions permit, as well as a coil for main air treatment, which can cool, dehumidify, or heat depending on the time of year. Another significant aspect of energy saving comes from irrigation. Using the humidity and temperature sensors in the weather station means we regulate the irrigation to avoid watering on rainy days or when rain is forecast. Additionally, we've implemented extra systems like audio and even a sauna, which are also controlled with the Loxon system, along with access control for the building. This comprehensive approach ensures that every aspect of the house's functionality is seamlessly managed for efficiency and comfort.
También se han puesto una sauna y hemos controlado la sauna, además de los accesos.
Gracias, Monse, para abrir.
Thank you, Monse, for opening the doors to your fantastic project. I wanted to ask you about the control aspect. Which part of your home do you find provides the most comfort and is the most useful?
Because, for instance, what I find makes it so comfortable is that I don't have to worry about anything. The entire house operates automatically. Sometimes, when I'm at home, the blinds will lower on their own if there's a lot of light streaming in, which can heat up the interior of the house significantly. So, everything is managed and sorted out automatically here, which is incredibly convenient.
Automáticamente se soluciona todo.
Aquí también.
We also have a multi-room audio system here that's not just for listening to music. It offers other functions as well. Which one do you like the most?
For instance, it's practical that we have these speakers in all the rooms and outside the house. So, through these speakers, I can use the application and, for example, if I want one of my children to come to dinner, I simply select a room in the app and say, "Dinner's ready." This way, I don't have to worry about yelling or searching for them throughout the house. Honestly, it's amazing.
De andar buscando, o sea, es muy práctico. La verdad es que es una...
This has been a tour of the Lilu's House project, showcasing how Loxon assists with energy management and health and well-being in a passive house. If you found this video interesting, please give us a like and subscribe. Don't forget to visit our Passive House Loxon webpage for more info. Thank you for watching.
Yes.